What's up, design family, and welcome back to another episode of Fittdesign TV. So glad to have you guys back on the channel. On today's episode, we'll be going through my top 5 super underrated tips for fashion brand entrepreneurs. I've done a ton of these types of episodes in the past, but in the past, I've been a lot more technical. On this episode, I'll specifically be pulling in from my experience as a creative director, basically working with thousands of brands. And I'll be giving you guys the insights that I've seen working with top entrepreneurs in the fashion space. These are the people that have made millions in the fashion industry. And what are the recurring themes that I've seen over and over in these entrepreneurs? What are the actions they take? And basically how you guys can actually implement these same actions today. Why are we doing this? Well, success leaves clues. Understanding how others are approaching their business and what these steps they're taking to actually achieve success in their business is key. So in today's episode, I'll be giving you guys a rare glimpse into the successes of these fashion entrepreneurs. What's up, design family, and welcome to Fittdesign TV. So glad to have you here. On this channel, we discuss all things sports fashion, graphic design, manufacturing, and technology. We'll discuss key topics, answer pressing questions, and provide actionable steps on starting your own product line. If you're interested in any of the above topics, stick around. You're in for a good one. Number 1 on the list, and probably the most important, is spike your customer's emotional core. Human beings are emotional. Being able to connect with someone on an emotional basis is key, especially when it comes to selling a product. Think of why you buy anything. It comes from a need, it comes from an emotional reaction. Usually the best products that sell almost immediately are selling you on impulse. They're selling you on a problem that you have, and they're promising you that this problem or this product will solve this problem for you. So what they're doing is they're solving an emotional issue for you. Understand how to get into your customers' hearts. Understand how to understand what they're missing, what they're lacking, what they want out of their lives, and know how to sell to them. Spike your customers emotionally. So many brands, they spend so much time, effort, resources trying to educate their customers on why our fabric is the best, why our seam construction is the best, why our sourcing is the best. Sure, there's a time and place for that. This is all part of creating brand, but when you're starting off, you need to find a way into your customers' hearts, spike them emotionally, and watch the sales come in. What I like to do is I like to identify a problem. This could be so simple. So let's just say your customer is extremely into health and wellness, and what they're about is their mental fitness. So what you do is you position your product as a way for them to actually align with that vision of themselves. You could say that our products are made out of sustainable resources that make you feel more tranquil and calm, and we have this silver thread lining that allows you to just be more at peace, right? You're using the technical aspects there, but at the same time, you're outlining the emotional reaction. You've outlined the issue, which is they want to get closer to their mental fitness, and then you're positioning your product as a solution for that. Trust me, guys, this is how you want to approach your marketing when it comes to selling a product. Identify a problem and provide your product as a solution. Number 2 is never compete on price. I see this mistake being done so often by entrepreneurs. They come into the fashion space and they say, our selling point is that we are cheaper than the rest. Cool. You're going to be cheaper than the rest. 2 things are going to happen. Number 1, your margins are going to be way too low for you even to make a profit on your product. A bigger company is always going to be able to beat you on economies of scale. They have the resources, they have the mass manufacturing, they have the connections to be able to price you out of the market. Pricing based or fighting based on price is a losing war. People don't buy based on price. Number 1, you don't want those types of customers to begin with. They are not loyal, and at the same time, they are not what is going to get your product and your brand into the position that you wanted. People buy based on emotions. They buy based on what they want. Someone can tell you, I cannot afford this today. Sure, they can't afford what you're selling. They can afford what someone else is selling because they want it more. Get them to want what you're selling. Get them to actually genuinely see the value. And you do this by spiking their emotions, by positioning your product as the solution to their problems, and ultimately by being able to show the value. So never price based or never sell based on price. People buy what they want, not what they can afford. Number 3, make it as easy as possible for your customers to find you and then to pay you. So what does this mean? So many brands do all of this marketing work to get in front of their customers, right? But they do this and there's no clear direction in terms of how to get on your website. What should they be checking out? What products should they be buying? And then when it comes to the checking out process, there's limited payment options, or they don't accept certain credit cards, or you don't accept XYZ. You need to make it as easy as possible for your customers to transact with you. So when you're running your ads, it needs to be extremely clear what you're selling, where they can find it. When they come onto your website, leading them down that funnel from your sales page down into the checkout basket is essential. And then make sure that you're doing your due diligence. Make sure you understand what regions of the world that you're targeting and offer as many payment options as you can. There's no point in not offering Amex if that is something that your customers want to pay with, or cryptocurrencies, or whatever it may be. Always do your due diligence. If you lose a sale because of a lack of ability to accept payment, that is on you. This is something that will separate you from 99% of entrepreneurs. Most people don't want to do the work. They say, cool, we don't accept XYZ, so you just can't transact with us. That I see is useless. Why would you do all this effort to get the person, to get your customer acquainted with your company, get them on your website, and then say, oh, we don't accept the payment method that you're trying to use? That just doesn't make sense. Do the work, figure out what payment gateways you need, and maximize the opportunity for you to actually make the sale. Number 4, stay lean and mean. So leanness here comes with the overhead costs that you actually incur into your business. So many companies they're sort of ego driven, right? You see yourself as a fashion brand and all of a sudden you need this huge office space and you need all this extra staff and you need all this extra cost that is not going to inherently bring money into your business. At the end of the day, a fashion business is a business. You need to be thinking with a financial mind first. Yes, it's important to create beautiful design and it's important to have a lovely office and it's important to create culture. But if you're not bringing in money to your business, definitely enough to cover your costs and then some, you're doing it wrong. You're not creating a business, you're creating a charity. So stay lean with your costs. Invest into what you need to invest into. Do your due diligence to make sure that you're actually deploying your resources the right way. And then stay mean means be efficient with how you're deploying your resources. Make sure that if you're outsourcing, that you're outsourcing to the right people, to the right companies. Make sure that you're setting your parameters. Make sure that you have everything in check. Don't let your business run away from you. So many people have this ego sense of a business where the business is more about, look at me, I have the biggest office. I have the biggest design team. I have X, Y, Z. But none of these components are serving them and they're actually draining away their time and their resources. Stay lean, stay mean. Last, but definitely not least, is move fast. Please move fast. I will say this one more time. Move fast. What does it mean? You need to get wind under your sails. When you build momentum as a business, this is where you can no longer be stopped. It's always the initial stages that are so difficult to get past. When you just have an idea and you're trying to get it off the ground. Moving slowly, agonizing over decisions that are not going to make sense or they're not going to have an impact in the grand scheme of things is pointless. I see so many entrepreneurs getting caught up in the nitty-gritty details without focusing on the larger vision. What are you in this business to do? Are you in this business to agonize over certain parts of your branding that are really not going to have a huge impact? I understand the need to be a perfectionist. I understand when you're an artist and you're a creative that you need to execute this grand vision you have for the world, but please set your ego aside. You're in the fashion business, not in the fashion creative space. You're trying to create something to generate a profit for you. Yes, you're offering value to the market, but at the same time, you're trying to actually make a profit. So move fast. If you can take a decision today, you must take it today. What's the worst that can happen, right? There's no decision that's going to completely dismantle or is completely going to bombard your business, right? You're going to learn from that decision. Take that decision today and understand that you need to build momentum. It's only when you build momentum that everything that you're doing on a day-to-day basis begins to make sense. At this point in my personal business, I built momentum. So despite the hardships, despite the ups and the downs, I'm able to consistently move forward. I have a team behind me. I have resources behind me. I have connections behind me. I have great relationships behind me. But 5 years ago, none of this was the case. But I got to this position by moving fast, by having the momentum to build time and time again until eventually this boulder that I built, it cannot be stopped because I would not let it be stopped. Guys, that is a wrap. To recap quickly, the 5 totally underrated tips. And they're underrated because they're sort of common sense. When you've seen these other YouTube videos, they take you into the technical aspects of building a fashion business. No one is going to tell you this because honestly, few people have actually built a successful business and sustained it in a natural sense. A lot of the businesses that you see are fronts, or they're funded, or they're not actually doing as well as they like you to believe. But I've been around successful entrepreneurs, and these are the recurring themes that I've seen. They are great at spiking their customers emotionally. They know how to get under their customer's skin and really understand what they want and how to sell to them. 2, never compete on price. You compete on what people want. People don't buy what they can afford, they buy what they want. 3, make it as easy as possible for your customers to find you and to pay you. 4, stay lean. Keep your unnecessary costs down and be efficient in how you deploy resources. And last but not least is move fast. Focus on building momentum and watch where that momentum is going to take you. Let me know which of the 5 tips you guys most align with. And if you think I've missed any of these tips, well, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Also, if you want to schedule a one-on-one consultation call with me, let's just say you're looking to set up your own fashion business and you want to speak with me one-on-one, you're learning how to scale, or you're facing an issue in your business, I can definitely help you out. But check the link in the description. There's limited slots that I hold every single week. So if you want to speak with me, check out the description and we can get on that call immediately. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Fittdesign TV. It's always a pleasure.